Okay, I had this lady named Melissa send me a question. This is now probably a month ago, and I kept wanting to get to it, but then we just kept having other awesome conversations. So I'm making it priority today. So she sent me a question. She said, "Hey, she said I reposted a video on LinkedIn and it's blown up. At the time, it had 600,000 views. She goes, should I be doing something? Should I kind of just let it ride? What should I do?" And there's a lot of really important underlying things there. Like, should you take action? Why should you take action? What's the fundamental thing there? Like, what? Yeah. So renting your audience. That's the kind of the question that kickstarted this for me. So I'd say, and I want to hear your feedback. So your audience on LinkedIn, you don't want to just rely on engaging with your audience on LinkedIn for two reasons, I think. Number one is there's a chasm between being on LinkedIn and other platforms. There's like little bridges off of LinkedIn, but you can't just straight up plug someone into any other funnel or any other platform while you're on LinkedIn. It has to leave LinkedIn. So there's a chasm there. So that's like, yes, you should be taking action. And then the other thing is, I feel like it's very dangerous to rely on engaging with your customer base on just one audience. Because if LinkedIn made one change today, like maybe they shut off all notifications and email, like top of bar notifications and email for when you receive a message. If they did that, my business model would be on the struggle bus, right? And I don't think they will, but they could. And that's a big liability for us, So I think it's dangerous to only engage with your audience on one platform. I think it's smarter to take that conversation elsewhere in a healthy way, like where they've opted in. Does that make sense? Yeah, Jerry, I've heard you say that 100 times too. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this before.
Yeah, LinkedIn is a rented platform, and I don't think it will fall over in the near future. But they can change their business model, and when it becomes useless for us to do our business through LinkedIn, we have to have other means. And everything what you're building up right now, it's wise to bring them as soon as possible, if you can, from an online contact to an offline contact, or to an email platform, a platform you control, and that's not controlled by somebody else, because it's very dangerous. Because if you do all your messaging through LinkedIn and they have a bug in Sales Navigator and all your messages are gone,
yeah,
then you have a problem reaching those people again, because you don't know what you have said, and you have to build your funnel again from ground up, and you lose trust.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. And that's with like the messaging slant. And then I'm thinking how much more some people, their business model revolves around the newsfeed content, like the gal that asked the question, she put a video in the newsfeed, more than 500,000 views. I'd feel pretty awesome about myself, but what happens when the algorithm changes a little bit and that whole model is like you lose that engagement, you're just like chasing, like a dog chasing their tail, trying to keep up with the algorithm. And that's just another kind of component of you're at the mercy of somebody else's platform. And they're trying, LinkedIn's trying to do a good job, but they might make a change and throw you under the bus. You're collateral. Yeah. What do you think, Abdul? Any thoughts?
I mean, I certainly resonate with whatever you guys said. But it's just that we cannot just rely on algorithm, and I feel that algorithm changes from now a lot of times, and I feel that if we should, at least there should be some kind of mechanism by which we should be able to forecast some kind of algorithm changes which might change, which might affect our business model as such. So if we are relying completely on LinkedIn, we should be have some kind of forecast mechanism. So
Mm,
does that make
yeah,
sense? And
it does.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good insight. It is, and it's good. It'd be good to have the forecasting, and then even still, I feel like if you had a perfect forecasting model, you'd still be at the mercy of LinkedIn, and you're still essentially renting your audience on their platform, and any changes that they make, forecasted or not, you're still at their mercy. And I think it's more safe to create multiple touch points on multiple platforms and multiple modes of communication to bring them into your circles. I just feel like that's the smartest long-term business practice, and I don't see a lot of people doing that. And then some people do it, but they do it poorly. Like they'll auto opt you into their newsletter after you connect, stuff like that. So, um,
No, that's
Stennebeck,
never happened to me.
no, it's never happened to me
No.
either. All right.
But it is. I love what you said about like moving those online connections into real life connections just as quick as possible. And and so you take that single point of engagement with a connection request or a conversation on LinkedIn, and it's, hey, let's have maybe we're a long way away. We can't do coffee. Maybe we Zoom. Some other connection point to begin to build that relationship. And when you're local, I mean, I still do Zooms with local people.
For sure. I mean, there's traffic in rush hour.
Even in Kansas City.
Yes.
And so it is. It's that, what is your process and what do you put into place that isn't going to drown you in coffee dates? And what is the next step, and where are you trying to move people? It's the conversation that I had with a friend the other day. She's trying to redo her website, and it's the question of like, well, what do you want people to do? What's next? Like, not just who are you talking to, but what do you actually want them to do next? And I think that it's to your conversation, regardless the platform, it's figuring out what's next. What do I need you to do next in my cycle? Yeah.
And you need to have it planned out. Like it's so helpful to have mapped it out and to visualize it and say, we're here. I want to get you here. They don't know, you need to know, and you need to, like, in a healthy way, lead them there to move them along. Yeah. And so Pat Flynn has a book called Superfans, right? He's got some great pointers on, there are certain things you can do to trigger people to move down the funnel in basically really liking your brand. So what are those things? And so, yeah. And if you want to, I'm going to get weird here. So if I just threw stuff in the news feed or sent you a message, you would not feel the same connection as if we're all here now. Like, I see your face, you see my face, you hear my voice, I hear your voice, and I know you all are cool people. That's moving people down a little farther is with trust. And it's like a fun value add thing for the week. So, but being clear about what that is has to happen. Otherwise, like Tracy said, they're going to be like, oh, okay, we're connected. Maybe
well, and the number of times that I have people connect and I don't know where they came from.
Yes.
Right. You're like, we have one mutual connection. How'd you find me? Right.
Yeah.
And I will ask them that question.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for the invite.
Some people don't care. Some people are just right. Yeah.
But I think we're trying to cultivate a community and a conversation, not just rack up connections.
For sure. And racking up connections and community, I feel like you have to figure out how to, like, what that looks like off LinkedIn too, and then make sure that you're not just dependent on something that you don't own, Yeah. So for Facebook, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I feel like LinkedIn is a little bit unique in how, professionally speaking, it kind of has little mini bridges to go other places, right? So if I go to my Facebook and I go to Isaac's Facebook profile and I want to talk to him about work, there's not really a lot that I can do other. I can send him a message on Messenger, and I could like do something on his wall and tag him, right? Like I don't know, I don't think, I'm not like a big Facebook guy, but I can't get your email, right? And your phone number, that's not on there. Where you work might be on there. Your Twitter handle's not on there, right? So it's like LinkedIn, if you're on someone's profile, if they filled it out well, there are a few little bridges that can take you off of LinkedIn, right? And you have to be smart about how you know, walk across that bridge and you're like, doof, 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 hello, like, who the heck are you? You know? so so let's do this. I want to hop on someone's LinkedIn profile and then just kind of take a look at what those bridges are. Any volunteers, or should I pick someone at random that's in my LinkedIn network?
You can use mine. My email and phone number's on there.
All right, cool. Here we go.